In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Moo Hardcover Notebook. I'll go over the specs, I'll do a paper test, and I'll tell you what I like and don't like about the notebook coming up. Blake here with Blake's Broadcast. On this channel, I review fountain pens, paper, and ink, and as always, I put links in the show notes in the description below. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out my channel. Alright, let's get on with the review. This is the Moo Hardcover Notebook, and it comes in this nice slipcase with this kind of silver drop logo. I think that's for ink, since Moo is most famous for making business cards and stationery for businesses. So anyway, it has this nice slip cover, and then you kind of get this half jacket. It says Moo Notebook Hardcover for Heroes, and for writing and occasional wistful distance gazing. Right, okay. And it has a cloth cover, Moo embossed in here with the Moo logo. Take off this jacket. Inside the jacket, there is a pocket that you can pull off this tape and stick inside the notebook if you want. And then this little booklet tells you a bit about the features of the notebook. It has a lie flat Swiss binding. It has a slipcase, little useful extras. Oh, they heat sealed they call it a wayfinding ribbon bookmark. So they heat sealed the end of this so it won't fray like some of those other notebooks that I have reviewed. Oh, and I did this from the back. This is the front, sorry. Cloth-bound cover. Paper is this Swedish-made archival Munken Kristall paper. And then there's also 16 pages of this G.F. Smith color plan paper in the middle, which I will show you in a little bit. This is the Swiss binding. Here you can basically see the guts of the notebook. So notice that the back of the spine here, the cover is not actually attached to the binding here, or the actual spine of the book. So this is the Swiss binding. You can see there's basically glue here with threads and stitching. So you have your stitches that go this way, the long ones, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows of stitching going that way. This is a very nice detail, not exactly something that I see very often in notebooks. And here we have this kind of heavy diamond textured cardstock here, blank, designed in the UK, bound in the USA, and 160 pages of Munken design crystal paper, 70 pound, 100 GSM, and 16 pages of color plan, 90 pound, 135 GSM paper. So now we go right to the dot grid, and this is, I believe, a standard 5mm dot grid, which it is, yes. And notice here there is a spot here with a circle for a page number or some kind of reference. If you don't want to use page numbers, there is a margin around the edge here, and I believe it looks to be all equal, and it is roughly 9mm around. Now, interestingly, in the middle of this notebook is that color plan paper. This is a thicker colored paper, and depending on the color of the cover that you pick, this paper will change. I don't think any of them have the same, tan paper like this. I think some of them are blue or red or gray, depending on the color of the cover. So it's sort of an accented color. I'm not really sure what to do with it. I just briefly tried a few things here. The fountain pen didn't bleed through. It's quite rough, so I don't know if it's safe to use a fountain pen with this. So I didn't really go too much further with that. Maybe this is good for sketching or something. I don't know. Here you can see the stitching Let's go to the paper test. There are no other special features. You got the bookmark, and that is really it. This beige paste down, which more or less matches the 16 pages in here. Okay, so paper test. We look pretty good performance. You do get, a little bit of hairiness or feathering on the edge of this Pilot 6mm pen. Very, very little on the Mont Blanc 149, none on the Sailor Professional Gear Fine, none on the Safari Fine. You do get a little bit on this Otto Fude Rollerball, the 1.5mm. That is pretty much it for feathering. Everything else, this looks pretty good, I think. So on the back, you can see a little bit of feathering here from the Pilot. We got the Sharpie, the Copic, the Pilot oil drawing pen, and the permanent marker. Everything else passed. So the Mont Blanc double broad oblique, totally fine. This is a nice paper. I quite like this paper. Show through is pretty minimal. I mean, you can see it here. Because it's 100 GSM paper, it does pretty well with show through. And it shows more here because I have it under these bright lights, but really, this is quite good performance. I've used this notebook a decent amount now, and I can say that this is quite fountain pen friendly. So the other thing that I want to just show you, so with the Swiss binding, it's very easily goes flat. And if you look, it folds over pretty much perfectly. It's really quite nice. And in terms of signatures, they're very easy to count because they're all right here. 11 signatures is what I count here. Very nice. That is pretty much it. This is $20, and I think it's really a steal for that price. You get a super build quality, you get this very nice presentation. They really do a good job. So what are my pros and cons for the Moo Hardcover Notebook? Well, a big pro is how well they put everything together. They did a really nice package here. I love this slip cover. That is really nice. The cloth cover feels really good. I like this Swiss binding. That is a really nice, unusual touch. This thing just feels like really good quality, and it's only $20. So they spent a lot of time putting thought into this, and it definitely shows. I also like the Swedish Munken Kristall paper. That does really well with fountain pens. I think in terms of packaging in that $20 price range, this is really the top. Just overall, really nicely made notebook. Now in terms of cons, the paper does have show through or ghosting. That is definitely noticeable. Overall, it holds fountain pen ink quite well, unless you go really wide. But you do get ghosting, so that is probably the biggest downside with this notebook for me. The other thing is you have that G.F. Smith color plan paper in the middle, and I personally don't have any use for this. I don't know what to do with it. It does seem to hold fountain pen ink, but I don't know if that texture is going to damage the nibs of my pens. I'm guessing not, but I'm not going to write on it. I suppose if you like doing drawing or some kind of scrapbooking, maybe. It's a weird choice, I think. It certainly adds to the look of the book from the side. I mean, I'll give them that. The other thing is pretty limited on features. You have the space to write a number that they give you, which is nice. You have a bookmark. That's it, though. There's really nothing else to it. That is the Moo Hardcover Notebook. Do you guys have this notebook? Do you like this notebook? Let me know in the comment section below, and if you like this video, please hit that like button, and if you want to see more fountain pen, paper, and ink videos, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much, and until next time.